I said something, Yellow Breezy. You said that niggas lying on you, right? Let me tell you something. Joe Biden just didn't appoint the Attorney General of Washington for no reason. And let me tell you, it's Joe Biden's job to speak up when he say he's not speaking no cases. Let me tell you how you're gonna lose. For number one, the Dallas, Joe Biden and CNN was watching me on social media with the election. For number two, you're gonna lose because the Attorney General that Joe Biden was in office with, they was actually watching me. That put in the head of the Justice Department. So I want to know how you're gonna lose this fight, Yellow Breezy. You a liar. I told you I want you to go to the past events, and you think you really winning. Them niggas lying on you. Nobody ain't lying. God ain't lying on you. American lying on them CNN and Obama them that was watching me. Watch me in that hotel while you dumb motherfuckers fight break out when I called DJ Envy. And y'all terrorized to come up. No, hey, things gonna look more, things will be more understanding what you ever know. Yesterday I was in the shower. I was telling God, I hope I win this fight. The senator was watching me while these dumb motherfucker Yellow Bruiser behaved himself wrong in the wrong way. God said you're gonna lose. One thing I do believe in, I believe in God. And if it won't be for the senators them watching me and Miss Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden and the senator them, I have a lot to be thankful to look forward for. But Obama and them need to speak up. And I have filed a racial complaint, not just because I know Obama is not racist, not because of that. But let me tell you why I filed the complaint, because I need them to speak up. Everybody that's taking sides here in Dallas, Texas, and I'm going to get the president to put Trap Boy Freddie in his place, because this issue was about the Social Security, and you got in my way. And I'm going to get the president and I'm going to get the Justice Department. When you going through your case, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, Trap Boy Freddie. You're going to get in trouble for tampering with something, for tampering with other affairs with Social Security because of your lies, and you don't want to take responsibility for your misconduct. Let's talk about in that in-town suite. Let's talk about the day I called DJ Envy. You nigga tried to stop me from having a voice. That's hatred. That lies and hatred in this community. Our own black people, they don't care what color skin it is, trying to stop us from having a voice. But let me tell you something here. You will lose. And God said, you know how you will lose? It's Joe Biden's duty to speak. And let me tell you something how you will lose. God said, well, you will lose by not being honest, by still standing your power and think you have not did nothing wrong. Yellow Breezy and Trap Boy Freddie, and they've been watching. I tell Boosie and them, God said, keep laughing. And the street niggas that keep doing what they do, No Reggie Nick Carter said something to me. They mad because they haven't found their rhythm of their beat yet. And I listened to her. And as I was listening, we from the same city of New Orleans, and I want to thank her for that. And I want to thank Country Wayne, because Country Wayne been giving me motivation, and other people, Ludacris, and other people have been throwing punchlines at me. Steve Harvey and them, you don't even know what's going on. Yesterday I was telling my mom that Steve Harvey was a good man, and he said some things. Him and T.D. Jackson and everybody else throw some punchlines. You maybe don't catch on. You and your society, maybe that catch on because y'all so caught up with names. So caught up with names and not catch up with punchlines. You women. Let me tell you something. I will not lose this fight. God will not lose this fight. And we told them what they said. Joe Obama and them go in the Justice Department is going to go able to verify when I call Yellow Breeze on. We told them what they said. We told Obama what they said. We told him what he said. He had the balls to say who Obama is. That means you don't know who Obama is. You don't know who God is. You don't know who Michelle Obama is. You don't know the people that did something for us. Let's talk about this because this is bigger than your lies. Bigger than, and I found out a person that had beef with other Yellow Breeze and them, and I figured out what they was arguing about because they were so busy trying to come up. I found that your God to say, my seed already been planted. I might don't got it yet because the state of Texas and I told the Texas Music Office, I didn't just, everybody in Dallas kind of talking about Texas Music Office, this and more. I didn't just go on it. It talks about U.S. royalties. It talks about contract writing. It talks about, I had to go on another website to understand where my music money comes from and people that's helping me out. And right now, one of the senators are sending New York them here. Why is that, Yellow Breezy? Why is that, Yellow Breezy? Why is one of the senators sending New York, Ja Rule them here? And they know about something. They ain't just coming here for no reason. You want to catch on? You want to catch on why Ja Rule them coming here? You want to catch on? You see, Boosie wanted to lie and try to stop my career with y'all. So let me tell you what the New York senators is going to do. This is not a war. The reason why I say what I needed to say, because I wanted you to hear my ideas and I want you to be frightened for calling me dumb. That's what I wanted you to hear. I didn't came up with many ideas, but I want you to tell you who's sending them. Right now, Joe Biden and them sitting with the senators and them, you don't know a damn thing. Well, all the arguments and the fight about. But let me tell you something. If it won't be for the senators, thank you. But God needs you to do your part in this situation. Sitting in the New York governor, or that stepped down in 2008 and 19, when you told me leaders be by themselves. God needs you. God needs you to clean up this mess because the enemy planning to attack and do stupid shit in Dallas. I see your spirit. I see these niggas' spirit with their women, their facial expression with jealousy. I see all of these things what it comes down to, Yellow Breezy. God said you will lose this battle. You will lose everything that you stand for. Let me tell you something. I watched the stuff in California, Crips. And they talking about the more you mess with us, the more if I was a leader of a gang, if I was a leader of Crip or Blood, and the people stop us, you know what I would do? I would tell them, let them stop us. What we're going to do, we're going to go to civil rights, report about street community behaving themselves because we having fun. And that's what I've been doing. I didn't just plan some of people gospel songs for nothing. They've been throwing punchlines at me. Don't you come at that in those words on the reason why God said we ain't understanding. They refuse to answer to God. But let me tell you something, Yellow Breeze and Trap Boy Fred and them. These kids that's listening to you, they're gonna be put to death. Their mama gonna cry and moan for them. Their mama's gonna cry and moan for them. And since Dallas rappers been showing their ass, and Boosie and them been showing their ass, and the rest of them around the world, So it won't easy for them to be put to death when it's time for them to get convicted. They're gonna moan for you. Your mama gonna moan for you when you go out of jail, kids. You're gonna when your 14th Amendment get taken from you. God said you're gonna know why. You're gonna know why they denied you a bail. You're gonna know why they deny you of your freedom. You know, I decided that I wanted to listen to Master 300 because I wanted to play his music and I went to label. I don't know him, but he motivated. All I ever wanted was to get my family. All I ever wanted was growth. I know I ain't out there doing the stuff that Master 300 doing, but I wanted him to know it's not just about his song. It's the where I take the words and able to motivate me because the growth that I wanted, you can never understand those things. You can never understand those things what it truly means. You know, I was talking to Russia. I want to hope they hear me. And Russia say, America, it has some good things to say about America, but what we do, we pushes ourselves. We pushes our boundaries, and we pushes what we do in everything. When I said in 2019, these kids can have me. When you have me, you have God. When you have me, you have God. When you believe in God, you have me. That's what I mean in 2019. That's what I mean by those things. I want the mayor to know what I mean by those things. I want the mayor to know because my faith in God will not be questioned. When you have me, you have God, and God will never leave you. God will never stop those things. God said the enemy is planning, and we must strike. We must tell the Justice Department, we must not wait. We must strike while the enemy in Dallas and while they do stupid shit in this music community. My issue was about social. Wendy, I want you to pay attention to Miss Wendy. When Miss Wendy said Hubert, she threw the punchline at me. You come back and you come by yourself, and I bet you have a good time. B2K baby mama tried to get me and Mirza and them back together. Mirza wanted to listen to these things. You know why I got this tattoo on me? No, me and Sabina always communicated off of music. But I didn't just get, because after we broke up and we was having confusion, I didn't just get this tattoo because of that. I got this tattoo because of validation. And I'm going to tell you why I got this tattoo after me and Mirza stopped doing music. One day I'm at Mirza's house a long time ago, and a person from Facebook that know him and say he like to use people, right? And Mirza throw the phone. Lil Diamond. So I want y'all to know about me and her history. And we always communicated off of music. So when you niggas trying to verify everything and deny me of access, this validation right here. When you niggas ended on songs, Spark Dog and the rest of you ended on songs, and Mirza, you were just able to hop on a song because me and Sabina was able to break up. Don't question me. Let me tell you what I'm going to tell a civil rights leader. It's time to strike where the enemy keep lying. We don't have time to wait because family in danger of lying ass communities. Deception, stalling. I just filed a racial complaint on the Texas legislator and Senator for supporting racism business. They was wrong for what they did. You act like you forgot, but it don't seem like it. It don't seem like it, Texas legislator. Your action in that mall was bigger. Now I want you to hear me because y'all listen to Yellow Breezy, right? I want you to hear me real clear. The message from God. Let me tell you something. I promised the Walmart CEOs they let me in. You won't forget me. And I promise you, me and God gonna make change. Me and God is gonna make change. God said, don't forsake him in me. Because I promise you, you won't regret me. God said, my child will give you everything. We would do different taxes to make Walmart, different tactics to make Walmart better. I already came up with Walmart music mobile app where we're going to have music downloads. We're going to change the electronic platforms up. We already came up with TV interests. Things will be doing things different. God said, don't let Walmart, don't let Doug Miller behavior stop you. And I told the FBI that to tell the other CEOs that. Don't let his behavior stop our progress. To stop what God trying to do. Don't let him stop those things to stop what God trying to do. Let me tell you why I was incompetent. I'm going to tell you why I was incompetent. I'm going to let you know something, Dallas courtroom. And I tried to tell why I was incompetent because I wouldn't say I was a Walmart CEO. And then they tried to play me and keep. I know if I would have answered those questions, I know Miss Nancy Pelosi was, but I wanted to see who was on my side. When they the doctor tried to use my phone call against me. And I warned them, and they did exactly what I did. That informant that said I should have never promised. You didn't promise me a damn thing. See, me and these kids, me and these guys know in Dallas County that we know he was an informant. Now, Yellow Breeze in Dallas, no one. I don't need you. God don't need you. I told Atlanta right now. I found that. Let me tell you, since you want to lie, Dallas County and Booston don't want to lie. Let me tell you what I found out. I found out when I called the Atlanta assistant off, Atlanta senator. I got somebody working on my case, even though I'm in Texas. That means when the call center did me wrong, I got somebody working on my case in each state, and they're gonna come together. And when that time for them to come together, God said, and they figure out more than they know. And I told Senator had not just the good people. I want you to reward the good people that treated me right, that told me to go back to that Social Security, and one of my Dallas office told me to go back there. And I want you to reward those people that listen to me. Were those people that that I listened to and they told me to go back to every Social Security, but now let me tell you what they was doing. They was writing everything down. You act like you forgot, but your actions say another. You side with these races of business. So let me tell you, for suing them all and suing you for racism act, it won't be that hard, right, Texas legislators? It won't be that hard for suing them all for misconduct from you, for siding racist business, right? And everybody didn't play a part. I want that jury place. I want, and probably maybe people maybe do play a part in that with racism. With racism. They want me to let it go. Racism lies. You know what they said at that Six Flags when I was in 2019? They want me to let it go. Let's talk about that. When I was in Arlington, the Mexican told me they want me to let it go. God said we never stop fighting where wrong has been done. When wrong has been done. We never stop fighting. Now, I probably want to step out my zone if my state attorneys want to misbehave themselves and they forced me to do it, then the DEA. So I told Joe Biden, since the DEA and the prosecutors want to play dumb and they want to do it and support the Dallas mayor, I want them. I don't know what Senator Ted talking about. He won whatever he won about the bridge. But let me tell you, you won't win this war, state of Texas. I don't know what you're talking about. God say you won't win this war. America say you won't win this war. Texas legislators, I could have been addressed at you because this fall into the dumbass shit that y'all was doing and Yellow Breeze and them doing, and they don't want to answer. You will never understand these things. They want to know why I'm always winning in Carrollton. My old friends that true jealousy, Sabine and them, that you want to know why I'm always winning? I stand for something you will never understand. I stand for honor. I stand for truthful. I stand to go against jealousy. I stand to go against the jealousy and the mindset of others. You choose jealousy. And for that, God don't respect you. I want you to start at me in Dallas County and Carrollton, Texas. People say it's something, all you do is care about that hoe and that money. You just like Lil Wayne, right? In Dallas County Court when I was sitting. I want to tell you something. I want you to know about me and Sabina, that last argument, Carrollton, Texas, that me and Sabina had, mom had. It was not time for our relationship, to us to be together. That was the argument. We've been fussing since kids. Me and Sabina's mom been fighting since kids. Since we've been kids. And and let me let you know something. We said it wasn't time for us to be. They said it wasn't time for us to be together. And I got tired of waiting on her. I'm tired of waiting on her. Now, I want you to know something, the arguments that me and Mirza had. And I want you to know it really well, the arguments that me and Mirza had, little Diamond. That little Facebook stunt that y'all pulled. It was an understanding. That little Facebook stunt that y'all pulled, and Mirza, listen. I want you to know what was said when we got off that camera after he said, fuck me for holding it down. I wasn't holding him down. And right now, I ain't holding him down at all. You know, me and Rick, I told Rick, and I told Samantha, do not listen to these motherfuckers that's playing dumb. And I told Rick and Samantha, they're going to try to get to you. I told all my friends on Facebook, everybody I know, I told my cousin from New Orleans to let these niggas know something. They're going to try to get to you. But let me tell you something. Me and Sabina and them is done. One thing, I don't care how love is. Love should have stayed strong with jealousy friends when she wanted to go away. And I forgive. But let me tell you something in this matter. You are not worthy of me. Just because you got a thing between your that on you're not worthy of me. One thing I told my brother, I'm getting tired of hanging around being with women that ain't strong enough. Let me tell you, Yellow Bruce, and I keep telling you, I want you to know about. I took drama at Newman Smith High School. I worked it at 14 and 15. I went to Brookhaven colleges at that time. I did ceramics. We were doing North Lake. We were doing a whole lot of stuff while we was in school. Let me tell you something. When I used to get dropped off by the bus by Raphael and some of them, my teacher at Mary Grimes when I used to work at go to school at Mary Grimes, I was still a Newman Smith student. Miss Dolores and her kids and them stayed right there. Her mama was the assistant principal, was the principal assistant at Mary Grimes, but I was still a Newman Smith student. And I want to tell you something. No matter what time of day it was, you know what they told me? Say, Hubert, you can always call. Come by us and sleep on the couch on us and enjoy yourself and chill. And when I saw Miss Dolores, even though they didn't say nothing to me, I know with Miss Dolores, sometimes they didn't say they were shocked or whatever that is. They didn't say nothing to me. But Miss Dolores and them that was in that mall on Frankfurt over there, her and her daughters and them was in that mall that went to Mary Grimes and Carrollton Perry Middle School. Their daughters are all grown up now. And I used to watch. One time I was asleep. Miss Dolores and her husband. I was knocked out because I had to go to work, and they came and checked up on me. And and I to see Miss Dolores' kids and them so grown when they stayed by Perry is amazing. And see Miss Dolores and their kids are so grown now when they used to go to Perry and they used to be in elementary. And when me to see them and her husband and all the rest of them. Now I haven't saw Miss Dolores' mom in a long time at Mary Grimes. So I haven't saw him. She was the assistant, the aide for the principal at Mary Grimes School. And we used to go to Capel. When my theater teacher, DJ Kelly, reminded me of my theater teacher when he talked about me on Facebook. And and those things, the best decision I made from Newman Smith, I glad I didn't decide to stay 3 years. At 3 more years at Newman Smith. That was the best decision when me and my teachers got together. That was the best decision ever. And when DJ Khaled talked about me on Facebook, Chase My Theater, he reminded me of Miss Gulo. Because Dallas didn't have the academic. They didn't have the theater class. They didn't have all of this. So, me being at Newman Smith High School in Capitan, no, I was talking to my brother, Big Nick, and my brother and them, and I Kool-Aid and all the rest of them. And my brother, I remember Kool-Aid and Big Nick and everybody played on the football team. And I remember when the coach was like, it was my first time on a football team, and Big Nick was trying to teach me how to. The rest of them were trying to teach me how to tackle the quarterback. You know what? You know what they said to me. You know what they said to me. That coach said to me at Newman Smith. I had to tell my brother, let me show him, let me train him, let me show him what to do. And I told my brother, I told my brother, you remember that time your coach and I was on a football team, and we was in that training room, and y'all wanted to show me something. And my brother John being Big Nick and I played on the football team and let me train him. And my brother, when we worked for movie companies and he did stuff, and I told my brother was like, it's all in your head, Abel. Don't you drop that couch. If you think you weak, it's all in your head. So let me tell you something. Either way you lose. Let me tell you right now. Let me tell you right now. Since you kids want to lie and all the rest of you right now, they're gonna be able to bring the mall. The courtroom is gonna be able to bring what's been in the mall. They're gonna be able to bring the camera what's in the mall, and they're gonna be able to see at everybody in that camera that was in the mall, the jealousy that was running in the mall, and some good people I talked to, and some people I didn't talk to. Let's get the people, and I know they're gonna have jealousy intent, and they're gonna lie. Let's get the people that was at that Carrollton hotel when fights was breaking out, and people was at my hotel. So, Yellow Breezy, God said you continue to lie. You can't get your way out of this one, Yellow Breezy. God said you better keep working. But remember, the more you plan and plot with these dumbass niggas, and I'm going to tell the Justice Department, we must strike. We must strike. God say the evilness and the deception from the community and the rap community, we must strike. You want to listen to Yellow Breezy and believe his lies? God said, I'm going to make you out of believer, boy. I'm going to make these streets out of believer. I'm going to make these hoes out of believer. One thing, we can always forgive family. I just sued the Texas legislators for that thing they had in the mall. You want to play this game? I told Joe Biden the prosecutors need to be put in jail. Judge Kennedy, because they know about it. So it won't be that hard for the prosecutors to lose their job and be a prosecutor for being racist as a DA and Judge Kennedy, right? So it won't be that hard to ask for these things. Ms. Brooks want to speak, right? It won't be that hard for Ms. Brooks to get penalized. That other state attorney to get penalized for their actions and their behavior. I reached this out something to my Creekview that graduated out of Creekview. And when I was out of high school, they cheered them. I said, hold up, watch out for these rapping, watch out for the lies that they tell. You know, these some of the Creekview kids that I hung out with, they wanted to, when they chill by my house to stay out of trouble, they wanted to do music with me, and they wanted to just stay out of trouble. And I messaged one of them, and they stayed in my house where I had to go to work. We chilled at Subway, going towards Creekview, went to Subway, McDonald's together. And I told them, hold up, because y'all always wanted to rap when y'all was in Creekview and I was out of high school. So I told them, I messaged them and I told them, look out for the Texas Music Office to interview you. I gave the Texas Music Office all of their music industry accounts, music accounts. I told all my friends that went to Creekview to give them their music. Tavani do beats. So I'm gonna tell you something where me and Mirza had a conversation about, because it's nothing but jelly and manipulation. Let me tell you what we had the conversation about how to fight for this connection. I tried. Sabina's brother told me to leave if you know what's best for you. Demir, when Sabina was at the house, when Demir was gone, and Sabina was at our house and he was gone, and she was came there. Sabina ain't down for you. Leave. And she told me something. He told me another thing. I had that already. Leave. How you think it make my spirit feel? I want Sabina to know something because this is my story. How you think my spirit feel of someone you love and people telling you these things in your ear? Your family. You remember that song we had? We used to play by Mario. Even your own family told you wasn't down for me. We played that song every time. Music was everything. But I wanted people to know that day. And we had an argument. When I was in Dallas County, people wanted to argue about hoes. One thing, I'm not about to argue about who I was with. I'm going to close my mouth and I'm going to tune y'all niggas out in Dallas County. I'm going to tune you out. I'm not about to argue with you. I don't give a fuck about all of that. Those was the arguments. And I tried on Facebook to message her many times. And Mirza said, I didn't try. I have tried. If Demir can always tell me the truth, and he was honest with me, when we walked home and I got out from school, and I'm on Yellow Breezy page, we got home from school from Perry, and I asked you every time, and Demir decided to tell me, you know what I said? When she decided to tell me it's going to be a right time, let's stay loyal. Let's stay loyal in this commitment. Because trust have to be given more than anything. And I said to myself, every time I got out of school and I met you at your middle school and we talked every damn time, and I said to myself at Perry and Carrollton dealing with Sabina, she's going to tell me when the time is right. I didn't question those things. I didn't question. Sometimes we can't always question what we love and what we understand. We can't always question those things. And sometimes you have to understand those things. We can't always question those things. Let me tell you something. I'm going to talk to y'all. And I picked up a book because I'm on YouTube, guys. I picked up a book, and I want people to know something. In that book that I picked up, Donald Trump didn't really have to prime minister because it's not. I picked up that book. I acknowledge myself. I did everything, the foot plan that I needed to. Even though Trump said I got a job for you, God said my feet was already planted. Let me tell you, after I made my complaint against Whataburger, against Brahms, and McDonald's, the DEA came looking at me. Facial expression of the DEA, and I'm going to get them. After my state attorneys did not want to listen to me, and I caught your spirit, your facial expression. Your facial expression, DEA, told me everything that I needed to know, DEA. I can't always question love. I cannot always question those things. But you know what? God said we can do it without them. And one day, we had a song that said, one day our song we might crash past. We got to let it be. We always communicated off of music. When she used to tell me the things that she used to tell me she was going to hurt me, I didn't care about all that. Because pain is love. She don't remember Sabina no man. Oh, you gonna hurt, you'll see. Baby, we are never that. Because this heart is stronger than anything. Every time we walk from middle school and I got out of school, we walked together from school. From Perry Middle School in Carrollton, Texas. I remember every word, but I was willing to go through every pain. We kids, we have to understand the meaning of those things. And what kept me surviving when this one security guard mindset was not right. And they put me in the tank, the suicide tank, and I had to strip down to my clothes and wear this thing at. And his mindset was fucked up. The angry of that black security guard, he's like 50 from Jamaica, his mindset wasn't right. His attitude wasn't right of a security guard. And I caught on to those things when I was in that holding tank. And that so when I sat there, everybody was in Dallas County. Look at this nigga sleeping. You can hear from the other cell, the suicide tank with me by me. Look at this dude sleeping on the floor, sleeping on the thing, half naked with the robe on it. But I remember when me and Sabina was out there in the cold in the back of Marissa's house, of his auntie house. And me and Sabina hold each other in the cold. When we didn't want our mama to find out, we hold each other in the cold, in the backyard, in the cold. And I remember those things of us holding each other in the cold and back in Carrollton. And those things kept me going. Those memories, not the bad time, those good things of me and Sabina hugging each other in cold, sneaking out in the back, y'all hugging. Those things, even though the state of Texas put me through a lot of lying bullshit with the mayor, those memories of Sabina and me kept me going. Every time we hugged each other in the cold, we took gum from each other. Those memories kept me going, and that kept me going through the bullshit I had to deal with in the state of Texas government. Let me tell those doctors someone I was in that medical tent. You was watching and you was looking. You was watching and you was looking. I had me when I was in that suicide tent and different. You was watching. And let me tell you something. You are going to pay the price for what your security guard did and the nurses and the doctors did. You hear me? You hear me what I'm telling you? You see, when I played like I was dumb, God said, I wanted to see if you was going to guide his children when his children are not that knowledge. I wanted to see if the security guards, you see, America forgot the basics of what we are doing here because we talk about job skills and all the rest of these communities, but we don't get back to teaching because it's all about control and domination, right? So let me tell you what I did with the security. We're going to play dumb. God said, y'all ain't willing to help. This is all about control and domination. You don't want to teach somebody that you want them to be dumb. You don't want a guidance. You don't want none of that. Same thing with that Dallas police officer. I see why you can't. That police officer, I see why you're never going to be a chief. I was testing that police officer by that Waterbury. I was testing them because America don't teach what they say they teach. Let me tell you something. If I would have joined the police academy, and I'm not saying this, and I would have joined the Wildlife, would expect that Wildlife police to teach me things. But let me tell you something. My heart skate never talked to him again. But let me tell you this. We got a lot of things to attack in our democracy. Businesses. If Walmart let me come on that table, we gonna shake the founder. Even if they don't, we still got a lot of changes to make. I put on my TikTok and my likey, I want a marriage where no matter what the spirit holds, that can see the spiritual side of everyone. Because my loyalty will stay to you because the spiritual side gotta be open. I don't care where I'm at. I know to keep my hands off for other women because I know they're trying to seduce and deceive. And I had 2 rings. You said check on my 2 rings. And I said, hold up, on TikTok or Ahuba HUBRT31. And I want a relationship with the 2 spirit is open. Horoscope said, be grateful that you died. I don't have nothing to be grateful for that I died. So really. Horoscope said, be grateful that you did die. So really. Let me tell you, I don't have nothing to be grateful. I don't have nothing to be grateful at the die stability. It was been meant for me to take this issue. My eyes have always been open. Let me tell you something. I want to tell that girl that passed by me when I was at that Browns. That black girl. When Brown, they had me in their handcuffs. In Carrollton Browns. When the Carrollton police in the Dallas, they had me by those handcuffs. And you look me in my spirit intimidating, doing all of these things. Where you at? In 2019, when I was in their handcuffs, I bet you that was you that passed me. I felt your spirit. I bet you that was you passed me when I told that security guard in 2000. Why? If I knew telling the truth would put me in jail, I should have well told a lie. That security guard, the white guy with the glasses, right? You passed me, and I felt your jealousy and your lying spirit. You passed me in 2000. Your spirit, God told me, He let me know everything that I needed to know when you walked past me. In 2019, you was one of them. Then they try to have a girl by me, and I'm gonna tell them about that. A girl, them, no, they wasn't. It wasn't them. I don't know them for adding the evil. I don't know them for Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve. I don't know them. Oh, you know them? I don't see them like that. No, you don't know me. But I bet you MO3 does. Kevin Gates does. Even the mayor of his misconduct, he does, right? Mayor assistant. Let's get those phone calls. My name is Hubert. How about you? Let's get those phone calls, assistant. No, I didn't just go to the Texas music office. I went on another website tonight and I studied. Demira's sister used to go to church a lot. And she used to go to church. And I remember Demira's sister said something to me, they are not ready for me yet. You know, she was talking to God. Because Mirza's cousin used to go to church. Mirza's cousin, Emily Catholic, she used to go to church, and she used to go to church in the Carrollton community. And I've been watching them not just at Demira, how Demira and them never know this. When I was in this school, I was going to their little sister elementary. They never did know this. Norman and Patrick, no, Patrick used to show me a tape, a karate tape with him and Chuck Norris. See, when he used to have this picture of him and Patrick, used to have this picture with Chuck Norris that he used to take. I remember being in the gym with Emily Cattle and them at that Carrollton Elementary School by that big playground. I remember when we did nachos, past nachos, spacewalks. We did all of those things. I got a certificate in sometime over 1,000 hours of community service. I didn't need it, but they wanted to say, Hubert, for your achievements of just helping out and learning as you go with that. So I look at Tavana, I look at my other friends, and I see how they used to chill by my house and tell me about their relationship. They used to put me when they wasn't in school. They used to pick me up from Creekview. When they get out of Creekview, he would come and ride in his truck. Come and get in the truck. We hang out, and they used to pick me up, and and see them two together and have kids together. It was just the most amazing thing. And I see them on Facebook, and I say, y'all have. I'm so proud of y'all because I remember y'all used to tell me about y'all little relationships, and used to sit in front of my porch and tell me about your relationship and see y'all together is amazing. Let me tell you something. I have tried. and so many times. And I can't do, hey, God said, leave it all in God's hands. But niggas trying to get something and they sitting up there with Webby and them and Beyonce and the rest of them, and them niggas trying to take something. I know what's going on in Dallas town and trying to lie their way out. Oh, bitch, you don't think I know a baller blocking, bitch? I'm from New Orleans, bitch. You hear me? When Birdman said we gonna take the money and you net and these hoes listening to these dumbass niggas. But let me tell you what I told him, and I got enough brains and enough sense to take all you motherfuckers out. And you hoes that listen, these hoes that I'm catching their spirit in the car, they looking jealous with these thirsty ass niggas. They didn't promise me anything. This was something I read in a book. So it really didn't matter if Joe Biden and Trump did keep his promise. It really didn't matter. Because at the end of the day, I know what I know and I read what I read. And it doesn't matter at that. I'm not worried about those things. You think I'm worried about that? Because it's not just about his words. It's about what I study and what I'm able to learn. It's not just about if everybody say Trump is a liar. You think I'm worried about that? Because my knowledge has to follow through. So it's not just about Trump and them words of what Trump did promise he's a liar. It's not about those things. But my knowledge has to follow through. Or what I learned more has to follow through with those things. Right now, it's a standoff. Stupidity behind stupidity. And we ain't getting with the community like that. And they got too much of manipulation. They want to lie and say, see, God said we can deal with you. But it's all about domination and control. I told everybody on my other broadcast, step 15 feet from a person and see when they manipulate you and lying to you with jealousy and intent. Orion can say what he want about me at the end of the day. You know, I ain't that type of person. They can do what he can around in church in the city. He can say what he want at the end of the day. I'm not worried about his words. But one thing I know who I am inside. And that what counts the most. You think I'm worried about all of those things? God said that check is going to come here, Walmart. Dilton Miller. God said, Yellow Breezy, that money coming here. American God have already spoken in the spirit. It's not about your words. Fuck your words. But the spirit of the Justice Department, what they're going to feel. Their spirit is going to tell them something. I want them to know. I want you to know, Yellow Breezy. God say, because I'm on YouTube, guys. I'm on YouTube. And I put Yellow Breezy. Their spirit is going to tell them something. Their spirit is going to tell you something. You in my way. You in my way attacking issues from the Social Security. And I'm going to have to tell the Justice Department to put Trap Boyfriend in his place for tampering with things. Tampering with some other issues that I have to address. I want y'all to see something. We on YouTube. Everybody I talk to, go on Yellow Breezy YouTube and go on Yellow Breezy and them things. We've been networking for a long time. Big Live me. I wish my friends, some of my friends I talked on Live me in different states that I've been connected with from Paris and London. I see this on the different apps. People in Chicago and California that I had great communication with. I want y'all to see something. Because right now, God tell me, well, let me tell you what Yellow Breeze is doing. He is working behind the scenes with these dumbass street niggas working behind the scenes. Working behind the scenes. Yes, I would. Yellow Breeze, them same niggas that's in the video with you. I want them to prepare for a death sentence. Them same niggas that's willing to listen to your act that they trying to come up. Tell them you are known by face. Everybody in that video that do music with you, every street nigga that's with you in Dallas, you're not gonna sit in that jailhouse. You hear me, you little fuckers? God putting you to death as soon as you get convicted. Your mom and your family gonna moan for you hateful motherfuckers. I want to let you know, you touch family, you will die by the sword. You will die by what we stand for in America. Kids, I don't want your mama sitting up there trying to bail you out and feel sympathy for you. You should have thought about that when you decide to listen to these dumbass niggas. When you decide to when you decide to listen to these dumbass niggas and you don't want to acknowledge yourself. God said, I want you to think, because you're gonna be pleading to that judge, pleading to them. You're gonna be, when your mama carry you want that pill. God said, you get no pill, man. You get none of these things of the ground that you stand in. God said your 14th Amendment will be taken away from you because you decided to listen. God said, I don't want you to hear that. Your parents are not keeping you in order. But your parents, this is hell. Hey, let me tell you what, because we're going to talk about that in the Civil Rights Code. When these black women from Dallas and Oak Cliff coming with their kids laughing and teaching their kids, right? From Dallas and Wale coming in there and they laughing with them, right? What you teaching your kids? So you should pay that price with your kids, right? Since you teaching your kids hatred and taunting and making fun of people, right? My kid would never be like you. Because we don't rock like that. Hey, my son probably heard it from people from Atlanta. He said you a joke. But I wanted him to know it don't make you a joke to stand up for what you believe in. To take that stand. I told my mama she didn't even want to fight, that didn't take them to court. I saw that woman's spirit in that court, in that car. It was jealousy, it was intentional. When she was driving, jealousy in the spirit. But God said it wasn't meant for us to go that day to that bus. It wasn't meant for me to go to that doctor that day. Cause these dumbass niggas with these kids, I'm telling you what's gonna happen. I am watching a family on bus or train. I didn't start this. I really didn't. But the character, nobody don't know what was said in that car. No, they didn't fight me. They intimidated me and called me out of my name in the car. I can be truthful, honest with intimidation and name calling in the middle of the night. At that Taco Bell in Carrollton, Texas, they're gonna be able to see when y'all was misbehaving yourself in y'all cars in the middle of the night in circles. I went to two Taco Bells in Garland, but the other Taco Bell, okay, they'll figure it out. One thing as a kid, I always wanted to be a lawyer. And I used to have my DFW thing. I always wanted to be those things. So it was like I always wanted to be a lawyer and I always wanted to do things and that simple. Hatred of black people that think about themselves. And then one nigga said, "You want to take my money to spend my bitch? That ain't your money. You did something to come up on that bullshit, nigga. I'm asking to be left alone from you lying bitches and you lying hoes that got jealousy." Hey God, they was looking on my social media platform in Wale, and these Dallas cutthroat ass niggas. They look at some of them. They looking at my phone and they doing this. They looking at my phone and with jealousy and intimidation. Anything that happened at a Walmart, we holding Doug McMillan responsible. Walmart CEOs responsible. And since Senator Ted had took it this to the perms, and I had to text this, any business that I go to, family or not, you're going to be held accountable. Racism, family, any one of those matter, I'm watching you. When God told Moses to paint the wall with blood, God with lamb, God know the non-believers will believe nothing. That's why he took the spirit out of those ones. But he know they was gonna try to stop him. They was gonna stop his brothers, Moses' brothers and sisters and his family, and he couldn't have that. You are know what you see. That's why you're traumatized. So before you get him in Maria's business, and I'm sorry this had to be, I want Dallas, Texas, and Carrollton, Texas to stay out of it. Because you don't know the argument that me and Sabina had. You don't know the arguments that we had. Her and her mom and us had. You don't know those things. We've been arguing since we was a kid. So leave me the hell alone, Carrollton. I want you to stay out of me and Sabina's business and mom and dad business. This is between before Marissa came in the situation, it was about me and Sabina. And Sabina and her mom know that. I want you to stay out of our business. And if Sabina comes for it, if she don't, it's on her. We move on in life. One thing when I started adventuring out and I moved out, staying out with the mirror a little bit, and he got mad because I didn't want to hook him up with my friends that when I was out of school. You know, and they went to Creeview. I said, look here, man. Look here. This ain't about to happen. I care about my female friends that went to Creeview very much. And with Tavine and them and DeMarcus, and we ain't about to let that happen. I said, no. You can use and abuse Edwina and Rosa and Shelly and them with their dumb ass. But my friends, you gonna stay the fuck away from them with your manipulation and what you're trying to get between their legs. You gonna stay the fuck away from them. And I closed myself off to Demir. You can manipulate that dumbass girl, Aguina and Jasmine and Shelly and Rose, but I won't let you get between my friends that was out of, they was still in school and they had a year left and two. No, my female, no, stay away from them. Because you can manipulate, you can manipulate Shelly and Rose and them and all the rest of them. Stay the fuck away from them. That went to Creekview. Stay the fuck away from them. They out of school now. Stay away from them. And like I was very protective over my little female friends. When I hung out with Tavani and them and the rest of them, and Tavani was introducing them and they was in Creekview. I was very protective over them and I didn't want them close. I didn't want them mirror. There's too much of lying and jealousy and manipulation. It was about who know. I don't give a fuck if you know the Gwen first. And Jasmine them first. I wouldn't have met Gwen and Jasmine if it won't be for Tanner. Tanner talked to them. Tanner went to with them. 1 in 5 children are experiencing. Tanner talked to them. And that's the argument, man, that don't got nothing to do with me. And then I'm sitting up there. Let me tell you what Mirza did. We sitting up there with Christina, and Mirza got my phone, started talking to some Christina, and Christina up there, believe me, that's jealousy. Intimidation and jealousy. They don't deserve intimidation and jealousy. Same thing when we was at that 7-Eleven time, me and Christina one time at that 7-Eleven. And they let jealousy and intimidation happen. And, oh, Christina looked my friend in the eye. No, you don't look him like they're intimidated. No, baby, it's about me and you. You got to be strong enough. But this buffooning that's going on with Yellow Breezy, guys, Yellow Breezy gonna try to convince people. God's sake, you're gonna try to lie to your fans. We're gonna tell the Justice Department and everybody that's with you. Let me tell the Texas legislature, anything that happened to family and friends, they will be sued. Family, you will be sued. Because of hatred of lie. Because you let this go on further enough and you allow this bullshit to keep happening. I told Trump, I told Joe Biden everything that happened. I filed a racial accident against the White House. You think I'm playing with you? Joe Biden thinks it's a joke. You know what? You know Yellow Breeze and them lying, the community and them lying. You think I'm playing with you? And you street niggas, mass has already been found already. Fort Worth, Dallas. So it ain't easy. You're not getting a lawyer, nigga. Walk around in your mask, you're not getting a lawyer, nigga. You are not getting a lawyer. You're not gonna have a lawyer. Fuck your 14th Amendment. You are not getting a. You gonna walk around with that New York. People from different states. That don't got nothing to do with me. This was about a social security issue. But everybody let this guy out of hand boost it. I really don't care if Trump didn't, being honest with me. You think I really care about all that? My knowledge. I heard that DEA agent that, oh, we should have never promised. We didn't promise me a damn thing. Then the IPS worker tried, he wanted to know where the book at. I'm not telling you about that damn book. And even if I give it to you, that book would probably not know. It's the deception that was coming from that. Then it was filing behind the cars. They did exactly what I wanted them to do. And the courtroom and Judge Kennedy, the protective services, and the rest of them by my house. They was leaving the courtroom filing when I was with that guy named thing. You think I didn't know? Oh, they really think Dallas. Oh, and the FBI going to be able to go to two buildings. See, this is where the trickery part come at, and the deception come at. So those two businesses when I stayed in Addison, and the Dallas and the protective services was in that business. You don't think I had the camera on you giving it to the FBI and my old accounts? I don't even get on my old UP Live account no more. I got banned from that account. When the protective service and the Dallas police and all the rest of them, you think I wasn't write down everything that needed. I told this lady to check with the FBI. I gave them my social media, the platform on the Dallas and the DA decided to act our ass. And the protective service decided to act our ass in Addison. And number one, and the American citizens decided to act our ass with their trucks. So I heard a guy say we need more space. Huh? So that camera that was there, you think you that smart, right? You niggas think you're that smart. Right now, anything happen, they're gonna be able to look at your license plate. They look at the dumbass shit that y'all niggas pulled in Addison apartment. Not this black white guy that stood in front of my door. See, everybody started, when they leaving church, started moving fast in the car. And the behavior, I didn't sit there and watch you. God sent me. God sent me, and God, let me tell you. 1 in 5 children are experiencing food. God said, I understand that, and I know that. God said, I tell you, loved ones, I'm sleeping in my heavens with Jesus in the middle. But they don't know my spirit have left my heavens. I move mountains and I move spirits, and I come into the heart that is spirit. And I came into the heart that is pure, God said. Yes, we can. Came into the heart that is pure, God said. See, when me and Marissa used to be in the house, when we waited on Sabina, we used to cook stuff together. We just wasn't out on the streets. We wasn't doing that. We didn't chill out on the streets. We cooked. I was just telling my son, we made marshmallows. We did stuff. We cooked stuff. We got in there and cooked. We watched the stove fire. Even when I was in high school, we actually cooked. Ricky said something, Hubert. I told Ricky in Dallas and Fort Worth. Ricky wanted, we sat by Mir's house one day waiting on him. He didn't answer his door. And he said, Hubert, the whole time I know you, you never picked up a book. You don't know what's going behind those doors. You don't know what we picked up behind those doors. You don't know any one of those things. You don't know none of that. You don't know what my teacher closed them doors. You don't know what's going on in this situation. You don't know what my teacher was teaching me behind them. She cover up the door and she do all of this. No, we always keep a cover on our door. You don't know what damn thing that my teachers and them when we worked behind those doors and picked up those books at Newman Smith. So you don't know nothing at Mary Grimes and the rest of them. You know nothing. I picked up books, trust me. But I didn't always spend my time in the classroom. That's what they want to understand. And we always didn't watch work. And that's some of these students. Let me tell you something. When we didn't used to, and these schools need to start doing that where, oh, look, their mama giving them money, teachers go and get the lunches at Sonic. And that's what we used to do. Let's go get lunch. Everybody watch a movie, have a TV in there. What movie you want to watch? If it was the Grease, if it was the Princess Diary, any movie you want to watch, let's do that. And they go get Sonic. We picked the menu off of Sonic. They have a Sonic menu right across the street from Newman's, not down the street from Newman's. You got Airbus, you got a McDonald's. Where you want to eat at? So everybody go get a Sonic menu, and we go get everybody, and we go write that down, and our teachers go get that, go get our orders, or we call our orders, and we watch movies. Sometimes it's not always about having kids in the cafeteria. What can you do else by deciding to just have them in the cafeteria all the time? Stop just putting, books and understanding, but make it more interesting for them. I didn't care about being in the hallways that much. You think I cared about being in the hallways? Being in the school hallway, you think I cared about that? Being in it? I didn't care about that at Newman Smith. I had 30 minutes to get into that classroom. Before that bell ring, you get locked out for detention at Newman Smith. So I spend my little time hanging out with my friends, and I knew I got to be in that classroom before that bell rings, before the designated time. So I had a certain time to do what I needed to do in that classroom. Hang out with people in that hallway. Then I had to come to the classroom. So before that bell ring, I had a certain time to talk to friends, and then I gotta be right back in before that bell ring. They say I'm telling stories on different apps. I remember I'm in Legend when Will Smith came out. I was in a single relationship. And I didn't know Sabine and them at the time. I didn't know none of them. And I was dating this girl named Tesha. She stayed in Farmers Branch. She had big breasts. And we always in the hallway. And I remember the time we at the movie theaters and she just hold me. Let's go. Okay? And I remember she hold me. I remember she just hold me when I Am Legend with Will Smith. And she just hold me. And I stayed in Carrollton and we used to go to the movies. And then, I'm not lying about this stuff. But I'm not gonna argue with a nigga and argue with these things about women. I said, y'all arguing over petty shit in Dallas County. And everybody in Dallas County, you just got that one baby mama. Fuck all of that. I didn't want to have babies with these women because I know the shit they was about. You think I'm gonna make it problems for me? I remember my brother getting caught in Farmers Branch apartment where Felicia stayed at. And I used to tell him my brother got caught. They raided this top apartment over there in Carrollton, Texas. And one of my friends got caught. And that guy don't even know him at over there in the fireworks thing. He was actually over there at the Addison Park. He don't even remember me. He know my brother, and he don't even remember me the day they got caught in it. He don't even remember me in that fireworks. And I threw the bag. I remember him telling me, and the other dude telling me, Hubert, you get girls because I can tell the relationship that you've been in. You're intelligent. And they got caught. The Carrollton police raided my brother's house over there where Felicia stayed at in that side of Carrollton. They raided the apartment over there in the Mexican apartment. They raided that apartment. The first apartment, the top apartment, they raided that apartment. And my brother had women in there and they had in there and they raided his apartment with weeds. So this is a true story. This is a true story over there by towards Turner area. It's the left apartment. They raided this apartment over there. My brother had an apartment upstairs and he had an apartment downstairs. And they raided his apartment. And the guy got caught with a gun. One of my brother's friends called the police because he had a gun on him. And they called the police and the police raided the apartment. And I remember he said, you get female because you're intelligent. The situation, the relationship that you are in. You too intelligent. And I see the relationship that you bring to the table, the women that you date. You know, even the dart bus at the time when I was still in school, one of the dart bus drivers asked me about a specific person. When I used to be in school, the Addison Dart asked me, one of the guys I knew at the Dart behavior, what happened to you and that girl and you used to come to school? What happened to you and her? Like, we don't even talk anymore. So while I was in school, I had jobs. I was still in Mary Grimes at that time, and I had the progressive. I had like one more year left, and I had like one more year left. Let's get this job at U-Haul for a second. What's up, son? Let's get this job at U-Haul for a second. When I have it one more year at Mary Grimes School. Go Pete. You gotta put on the clothes, bro. And I gotta wear some clothes too. I know you just woke up. All right. Everybody talking about you putting the senators in that mess. Let me get you some clothes. Let me get your bag. I gotta put you on some more clothes. Oh, all right, so let me turn off this computer. Get you some food. All right. Oh, you put the nobody want to mess with you because you put the. They was already in it. The senators and the president was already in it. Dallas, Texas. Yes, they've been in it. Yeah, I'm about to come get you some of you. They was already in it already.